I want to think about the mindset of how you approach a question, okay? Not just are you good at maths, but can you work out what's the way that you sort of like, like in basketball, right? If you want to do a layup, the approach is everything. Like it's literally everything. The final step, that's just like, it's the cherry on top. It's how you get there that's important, okay? So let me give you 2 tips and I'll show you how they work with an actual example, okay? So here's my first tip. They say in real estate, the most important thing is location, location, location. Well, when it comes to maths questions, most important things are details, 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 okay? Write down details, draw attention to them. I'll show you an example and you'll see how I mean, right? The second thing is, pay very close attention to what's actually being asked by the question. There'll be all this data, all this information that'll help you answer it. And then at the very end, or maybe at the very start, there'll be the question, what they really want to ask. So let's have a look. This is a question from the general maths paper for the HSC last year, okay? And you can see it's kind of, it's financial maths of some kind, right? Jack's borrowing some money, wants to buy a house. He's got some interest on the loan, and he has to repay stuff, okay? Now, here's the first thing, okay? Details, details. Now, someone tell me, what's the first important detail you can see in the question? Any takers? $300,000, right there. You're like, it's pretty easy, it comes up soon, and I think we're gonna need that to answer the question. Yeah, okay. What's the next piece of information that's important? 6%, okay? Now 6%, probably the next thing you're going to say is 1,798 and so on, right? Okay, so the first thing is, the numbers are going to be important, okay? But, remember I said details, details, details. It's not just the numbers. Can anyone tell me, what's an important detail on there that's not a number? Can anyone pick one out? There's tons. Yeah. Borrow, okay, so firstly, he's not a creditor, he's a debtor, okay, so he's a borrower, that's important. Yeah, up the back?
Monthly.
Monthly, thank you. Compounded monthly, right? Yeah, well done, okay, yeah, another one? Per annum. Okay, well, where was it? Per annum, okay, now you're getting the point, right? Can you see, I know it's a maths question, right? But to understand it, you need to pay tons of attention to the words. There's a lot of verbal detail there, okay? Now, second thing, right? What's actually being asked? That's what I wanted you to pay attention to. What is being asked, yeah?
Will he be able to pay off the loan in 20 years?
So this question here, right? Will he be able to pay off the loan in 20 years? It's a yes-no question, isn't it? It's yes or no, and then you have to justify. That means explain or prove it to me. You say yes or you say no. Why, right? So now here's what I would do, okay? We've got these, you told me, right? Important details. You're like, $300,000. And then 6%. And then 1798 and 65 and so on and so on, okay? Now you take all of those numbers, right? And then you put them together in some kind of formula and then you're like, aha, now I have something to solve. There's like an X or an N or something like that, okay? You get to the end, okay? And then you'll solve it and you'll get something like, n equals 15. And you're like, yes, I finished it. It looks like it's about right. It's nice and simple. I'm done. Move on to the next question. Okay? And the problem was, I might have got something right. Maybe n was, how many years will it take for Jack to pay off the loan? The answer might be 15 years. Okay? That might be right, but I have not answered the question. Right? Remember I said to you before, like sometimes I'll get into an exam and I know how to do the maths, but I still get killed by this is 4 marks. I might just get 2 out of 4. And you do that a few times and before you know it, you failed the exam. Okay? So therefore, pay attention to these guys. Don't get lost in all the numbers and equations. Remember why you're doing them. Pay close attention to the question.